Welcome to the reading of the Times Reporter newspaper for Tuesday, August the 18th. My name is Pam, and let's begin today's reading with the area deaths. Richard G. Carlisle, retired Huron County Veteran Service officer, age 72 of Norwalk, passed away Thursday, August 13th at the Louis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center. Arrangements will be made by the Evans Funeral Home in Norwalk. Diane R. Du Bois Clugston, 65, a lifelong resident of Dover, died Saturday, August 15th in the Community Truman Hospice House in New Philadelphia following a 2-year hard-fought battle with cancer. Friends may call at the Toland Herzig Funeral Home and Crematory in Dover on Friday, August 21st from 4 to 8 p.m. Due to the COVID-19 safety precautions will be taken, including the 6-foot rule, and all guests are asked to wear a mask for safety of everyone. A funeral mass will be held Saturday, August 22nd, beginning at 11 a.m. in the St. Joseph Catholic Church in Dover. Ruth Eloise King Milner, age 97, went home to be with her Lord on August 15th. Plans for a celebration of life are pending due to the coronavirus. Well, listeners, that concludes the area deaths listed in today's online edition. So let's move on to today's first article. OCC Shoebox recipient to speak. Operation Christmas Child Shoebox recipient Isabella McMillan will speak at 2 events at noon and at 6 p.m. September 19th at the Carlisle Inn, 4949 Walnut Street in Walnut Creek. McMillan grew up during the communistic regime in Romania. She received a shoebox gift when she was 13 years old and has since done work traveling to the U.S. to introduce the Shoebox Project to churches and schools. A lunch featuring the same menu will be available at both times. Donations will be accepted for the event's expenses. Surplus money received will be given to Operation Christmas Child for the Greatest Journey, a discipleship class. OCC is a project of the International Christian Relief and Evangelism. OCC is a project of the International Christian Relief and Evangelism Organization, Samaritan's Purse. OCC collects and distributes gift-filled shoeboxes to children around the world. To make reservations, call 330-874-2351, 330-763-1826. Dover Township mother and son charged in an incident involving a gun and a knife. A woman and her son were jailed after a Sunday morning incident involving a gun in the 1700 block of Horns Lane in Dover Township. The mother, 75, told Tuscarora County Sheriff's deputies that she grabbed her gun because her son, 53, had been yelling and had a knife. Deputies found the gun and secured it. Deputies arrested both on charges of aggravated menacing and disorderly conduct. The incident was reported at 11:57 a.m. Next article. Newcomerstown man hoped plan would bring a return of normalcy, by Kristen Wilkin. Josh Beal, a Newcomerstown native and graduate of Newcomerstown High, came up with a way to bring some normalcy to his community. He orchestrated a cruise-in event this past Saturday at the old Simmons Factory grounds on Heller Drive. A cruise-in is different than a car show in that cruise-ins are more informal and just a great way to come together as car enthusiasts. Sponsors were April's Country Kitchen and Lawn Dogs, LLC. Josh first received permission from the village administration to hold the event. The planning then began, which included highlighting the event on Facebook and local radio stations. Also, there was much work to be done in the preparation. Family and friends came from all over to help weed, eat, mulch, and spruce up the grounds and parking lot, Beal said. I have so many people to thank for making this event such a huge success. I want to acknowledge the following for their assistance in making this occasion an overwhelming success. My parents, Bob and April Beal, for being there every step of the way, and for the delicious chicken barbecue. I was able to use equipment from my employer, Wayne Garage Door, as well as Jimmy Lawrence of Jim's Towing. As far the grounds cleanup, aid was received from the crew at Lawn Dogs LLC, as well as several friends from the Newcomerstown and the Dover, New Philadelphia area. Heather Stein Wells of NERS offered the use of their facility to prepare and cook the chicken. There are so many others that helped too, and I just want to send a shout out to everyone involved in making our first cruise in everything I had hoped for. The rain that remained in the area most of the day did not seem to have any bearing on the event. People were ready to get out and enjoy a day of viewing every type of vehicle you could imagine, and that was the premise for planning the cruise in. I just wanted to bring some normalcy to the community, Beal said. With COVID, so many festivals and other happenings usually held during the summer months have been canceled. I felt with recommending the following of all social distancing guidelines, we really had a chance of coordinating something I thought would be enjoyed by so many. The cruise-in was free and open for anyone to attend as a spectator or a participant. Many classics and muscle cars aligned the Simon's parking lot, Simon's parking lot, as well as a variety of other vehicles, including a Mayberry-themed car, along with Barney Fife as a special guest in the village of Newcomerstown. I am not sure how many cars we had in total. Cars were arriving and leaving during the entire 5 hours. I know there was a bunch, and that I will be planning another cruise in very soon, Beal commented. This is the first of many. My thanks go out to everyone in attendance and also for having faith in my hope to bring the community together. Proceeds from the 50-50 drawing and the lemonade stand were donated to Toys for Tots of Tuscarawas County. Well, let's hear the next article. Janaden Hutton Museum and Historical Park looks to the future by Terry Stein. Despite its tragic past, the Janaden Hutton Historical Park site is a tranquil place today, and one that honors and remembers the victims of the massacre. The site received many visitors each year until the pandemic hit. Right now, we are probably down 50% from what we had last year. We are still getting people coming through, but it's just not the same, said John Heil, curator of the museum. Some days we don't see anybody. Last year, we always had people coming through. The site is located at 352 South Cherry Street and operated by the Janaden Hutton Historical Society. Janaden Hutton was founded by German Americans and Lenape, Delaware Native Americans in 1772, and today is home to nearly 1,300 people. The historical site is the final resting place of those killed in the Janaden Hutton massacre on March 8, 1782. Members of the Pennsylvania militia, out for revenge after attacks in Pennsylvania, mistakenly believed the Lenape at Janaden Hutton were responsible and brutally murdered them. The summer hours for the museum are Tuesday through Friday from 1 to 5 p.m., Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday from 1 to 5 p.m. The museum is closed on Monday. After Labor Day, the museum will be open only on weekends. We're always available for appointments if somebody would want to come in. They can just call my number and we'll get somebody to open up for them, Heil said. There is no paid staff at the museum. It is operated by volunteers. The museum lost all of their weekend hours in May when they were unable to open until June. One popular festival, Pioneers Days, was canceled this year due to COVID-19, leaving the Janaden Hutton Historical Society without its biggest fundraiser, a crock auction. The crock auction usually raises around $1,500 to $2,000, and sometimes even more, depending on who gets there, Heil said. We use that money to maintain the museum, for the upkeep of the cabins, and things in the museum like the new video we just did. We also put in new lights. The cancellation of the fundraiser was a blow. Without that, we're going to struggle. But like everyone else, we'll get through, Heil said. The design for the crock this year is the Janaden Hutton John Heckwelder Moravian Church. The 10 crocks were crafted by local artisans Bill Shyrock. They turned out really nice, Heil said of the design, which features a street view of the church. Heil has tentatively rescheduled the crock auction for Apple Butter Days. Pioneer Days has always attracted a crowd with its lineup of Native American speakers, bean soup cooked over an open fire, cornbread served on Saturday of the event, and 25 to 30 camps of reenactors demonstrating life in the 1770s. Proceeds from the festival helped provide a new video for the museum that was narrated by the pastor of the Gnadenhutten John Heckwelder Moravian Church, Darrell Johnson. The video followed the script of one produced in the 1970s, but was updated with recent photos and video. The old video showed a 1960s car coming into town driving down the road. I didn't think that was the best way to start a historical hello, Heil said. Copies of the video will be available for sale sometime before the end of the season. The video was produced by Richie Johns Production. Sponsors included Progressive Foam, Tusco Display, Community Savings Bank, and Plymouth Foam. The Tuscarawas County Convention and Visitors Bureau also contributed to the project. Other area businesses are listed at the end of the video for their support, including Tents of Grace Cafe, Village Hardware, Brown's Service Station, Top Notch Auto, Gnadenhutten Family Store, and Mailer's Choice. The Gnadenhutten Moravian Church, the Gnadenhutten United Methodist Church, and Indian Valley High School were also credited. Some of the Indian Valley students volunteer in the museum, and they always come over for the March 8th commemoration, Heil said. The Gnadenhutten Memorial Park and Museum sponsors several activities throughout the year in addition to Pioneers Days, which is always the first weekend in August. They will have Apple Butter Days the second weekend in October, and the Christian Indian Christmas drive-through display from Thanksgiving through January 1. March 8th of each year is the Day of Remembrance ceremony for the victims of the Gnadenhutten massacre. We are hoping this virus is going to be cleared out and we'll be able to have people come back from Canada again, Heil said, referring to those from the Delaware Nation who attended the remembrance each year. Currently, the Canadian government would allow travel to the U.S., but a quarantine is required upon their return, which complicates travel. As of now, a scaled-down version of Apple Butter Days is planned for the second weekend of October. We will have a drive-through breakfast on Saturday and make apple butter. The apple butter will then be for sale on Sunday, and we'll have the crock auction, Heil said, adding the crock auction will be socially distanced. The Gnadenhutten Historical Society always welcomes new volunteers. For more information, call Heil at 330-691-1474 or 330-691-1455. Well, up next, a winning spot in Zoar for light lunch, baked goods, and coffee by Dan Kane. With so many summertime pleasures canceled by COVID-19, festivals, concerts, sports, vacations, I've learned to look a little farther afield for a diversion to find pleasure in small things. One sunny blue sky afternoon last week, I enlisted a friend to meet me for lunch at Tin Shop Coffee House in historical Zoar. I'd heard the food was worth the drive. It was, and our visit evolved into something more memorable than just a meal. Tin Shop is a cozy sit-down cafe housed in a circa 1874 house at 365 Main Street, opposite the Zoar Garden. Unfortunately, due to the COVID restrictions, the place currently is closed inside and operating via a takeout window with drive-in and or walk-up access. Online orders can be picked up just inside the back door. While this may make a visit seem off-putting, what I discovered is that Tin Shop has a back porch with 10 stools, a ledge for casual dining, and a backyard view worthy of a watercolor painting. It also would be possible to enjoy coffee and a baked good or lunch while seated on the grass under a shady tree. Mike Ryan, a friendly guy from Canton I met while waiting to place my order, said he and his group had ridden bikes to Zoar on a trail from Fort Lawrence. We get food and sit in the garden, he said, referring to the inviting one across the street that is home to the hydrangeas and hibiscus. I ordered a bunch of food for my friend and me. Everything is made from scratch. The apple pecan cranberry salad for $3.99 was sizable and summer light with spring mixed greens, bountiful toppings, and a tangy house-made apple cider and honey vinaigrette dressing. There's also a Cobb salad with spinach, eggs, avocado, and bacon. The homemade loaded potato soup for $4.99 was filled with flavor, rich from cheese and bacon, but not too thick. And the smaller size, a bowl is $5.95, was plenty. The menu's other soup is tomato bisque. The Tin Shop sandwich menu is substantial, and deciding which to order was challenging. I landed on the turkey and bacon panini for $7.99, which was sliced turkey, bacon, white cheddar cheese, raspberry jam, and a couple of slices of fresh jalapeno pressed between house-baked ciabatta bread. The blend of the melted cheddar, raspberry, and jalapeno, spicy but not fiery, was a winner to me. Sandwiches include a side. German potato salad made from Yukon Gold potatoes is an excellent inspired option. Kettle chips or a small garden salad also are sides. Other sandwiches include roast beef panini with caramelized onion butter and horseradish aioli, vegetable dill with cucumber, avocado, tomato, onion, and cream cheese, a Chicago-style hot dog with mustard, dill pickle, peppers, onions, sweet relish, and celery salt on a homemade potato bun. From the assortment of baked goods, including scones and coffee cake, the caramel croissant bread pudding for $3.49, a Tin Shop favorite, was moist and wonderful. Gluten-free banana bread for $2.59 was notably crumbly, but had good flavor and cream cheese icing. This being a coffee shop, specialty coffees of the latte, mocha and Americano varieties are available, along with hot and iced coffee and tea, chai tea, latte, and hot chocolate. The shop owner, Melissa Girolamo, who makes all the food, and her daughter Sarah Major, the manager and head barista, are doing an admirable job with their place, which opened May of 2019. DiGirolamo and her husband live upstairs. The sandwich, soup, and salad and baked goods were fresh and carefully prepared. I'd like to further explore this menu. I recommend enjoying lunch from the Tin Shop, then taking a relaxing stroll to look at the handsome historical homes and the gardens in the village. Visit the Zoar Garden and stop at the Zoar Store and Zoar Bakery. I'll be looking into biking in the Zoar area on the Ohio and Erie Canal Towpath Trail and the Zoar Valley Trail. Tin Shop hours are from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, and closed on Sunday. The phone number is 330-874-2793. The website is tinshopcoffeehouse.com. I can tell you, I am going to have to restrain myself from going there until I finish reading to you. Man shot by a BB while on the river Saturday, by Nancy Molnar. A man said he was hit in the side by a BB while rafting in the Tuscarawas River on Saturday afternoon. Police charged a 34-year-old man from the 600 block of Front Avenue Southwest with assault. They confiscated the BB gun. The victim said the suspect fired at him from land near the bend in the river near Rural King. He said the suspect and a woman had pitched a tent nearby. Police asked him to leave the property. The couple has established an online fundraiser seeking $2,500 to help them get a home. The BB gun shooting was reported at 3:52 p.m. The suspect told police at 5:46 p.m. Saturday and 6:11 p.m. Saturday that the victim had harassed him at a gas station and a farm supply store, respectively. The victim denied harassing the defendant. He reportedly told police it was too stupid and he would not do something like that. Man runs from a Dover crash. A male driver ran from his vehicle after crashing into the 700 block of East Avenue early Sunday, according to police. The vehicle hit a pole and damaged the guardrail near Treva's Bar and Grill at 704 East Avenue. Police have a suspect based on the registration for the vehicle, which has not been claimed as of Sunday morning. The accident was reported at 12:51 a.m. Well, the Tuscarawas County Fair Board to host Media Night. The Tuscarawas County Fair Board will host a media night at 6:30 p.m. August 18th at the Clover Cafe on Tuscarawas County Fairgrounds at 259 South Tuscarawas Avenue in Dover. Junior and Senior Fair Board and the University of Ohio Extension staff will be in attendance. For information, you can call 330-243-6373. Up next, ceremony marks a milestone for the Zoar Levee Project. Zoar, WJER, August 13, 2020. Dignitaries at the local, regional, and federal levels are celebrating the impending start of work to shore up the Zoar Levee and protect the village for another century. Congressman Bob Gibbs, Zoar Mayor Scott Gordon, and others gathered Wednesday for a groundbreaking ceremony for a $13 million safety modification project. Ryan Mayo, chief of the project management section at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, said it will address the soil erosion and seepage problems exposed after flood events in 2005 and 2008. Gibbs chaired the House subcommittee that has jurisdiction over the Corps of Engineers, and he says that allows him to bring some top Corps officials into Zoar to see the risk and develop a solution. Mayo says a contract should be awarded next month for the project that's 77% federally funded. Construction is expected to begin in January and last through May. And now a piece of good news. Dover schools were awarded $2.1 million literacy grant. Dover school officials are explaining how a $2.1 million federal grant will help improve students' reading skills. Superintendent Carla Burney says the 5-year comprehensive literacy state development grant will be used to purchase curriculum materials and train educators on the most effective research-based strategies. Burney says the funding will help Dover move its K-12 reading program forward and become a model for other school districts in the area. She says this was a highly competitive grant opportunity, so they were pleasantly surprised to learn the district had been awarded the funds. Well, that's all for that. Up next, court order temporarily reopens racetrack to spectators in Midvale. Fans will be back in the stands at Midvale Speedway this weekend after a judge temporarily put the brakes on the county health department's actions to close the grandstands to spectators. Owner John Chapman says he's elated by the news. He says they'll be following state guidelines with sanitation stations, plexiglass dividers, and concession stands, and blocked off seating to enforce social distancing. Chapman argues in a civil complaint filed earlier in the week that other speedways in Ohio have been running, and Midvale should not be an exception. The next scheduled court date in the civil case is August 26th, when Judge Edward O'Farrell will consider a permanent injunction. Health Department spokeswoman Jennifer DeMuth is, in an emailed statement, said they cannot comment on pending litigation, but noted the department will continue to work diligently to make Tuscarawas County a healthy and safe community. Now, let's go to crime reports. In Tuscarawas County, a boat stored for more than 2 years in the 6100 block of Old Route 29 near Dover was reported on Saturday to have been stolen. The property owner had not reported the theft to the boat's owner. Man was charged with domestic violence Saturday after hitting his brother in the 12,000 block of Bethel Road southeast in Yerkesville. He also damaged several items in the home. 2 sets of golf clubs and a wallet containing a driver's license and credit debit cards were stolen overnight from a car parked in the 3900 block of State Route 39 Northwest near Dover, according to a report filed Saturday. A woman assaulted a cook for allegedly burning her food Friday night at Hog Heaven of Dover, 6557 Columbia Road Northwest. Charges were filed. Burglary was reported Friday night in the 1300 block of East High Avenue, Goshen Township. Auto theft was reported Friday night in the 4900 block of State Route 212 Northeast, Mineral City. Theft was reported Sunday morning in the 10,000 block of State Route 212 Northeast in the Bolivar area. In New Philadelphia, an intoxicated 34-year-old man was jailed for 8 hours after he threatened police and harassed other people at Speedway 243 North Broadway early Saturday. He was charged with creating a condition that could cause physical harm to others while voluntarily intoxicated. A brown bike with white sidewall tires was stolen from the 100 block of 8th Street Southwest, according to a report filed Sunday morning. A woman from 4th Drive Northwest reported fraudulent activity on her child support card Saturday. Items were ordered from Mexico. Menards banned a man from the store after he tried to steal $300 to $400 worth of merchandise on Saturday. A Walmart employee was able to get one item taken by a male shoplifter on Saturday afternoon, but he stole another. A Maple Avenue Northwest resident said Saturday that her grandson stole her checks and cashed them. Walmart reported at midday Saturday that a Uhrichsville man stole some items and paid for others. Uhrichsville police assisted in the investigation. A window was cracked at Rite Aid at 705 West High Avenue when a rock was thrown at it in a burglary attempt, reported Saturday morning. In Dover, a purse was stolen by a man with a backpack at the Coin Laundry, 130 East 2nd Street, according to a report filed at 7:50 p.m. Saturday. A bicycle was found in the 300 block of East 3rd Street on Saturday. Well, my dear friends, this concludes the reading of the Times Reporter for Tuesday, August the 18th. This is Pam saying, be safe, be blessed, and make it a great day.